Barcelona's revival continues. The Catalan Giants let go of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who joined Chelsea on a 2-year deal worth over 200 million rands. They also loaned out American defender Serginho Dest to Italian champions AC Milan. Barca did make some reinforcements of their own. They've roped in Marcos Alonso from Chelsea and Hector Bellerin from Arsenal. Things weren't as busy, though, for Barca's rivals Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, while Sevilla and Valencia secured the signatures of 2 former Manchester United men, Adnan Januzaj and Edinson Cavani, respectively. Now, to chat about the Spanish transfer business is Managing Director of La Liga Southern Africa, Marcos Pelegrin. A very good morning to you, Marcos. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, are you surprised by the kind of business that took place in La Liga, or were you anticipating something more?
Good morning, Morena. Thank you very much for having me today, this morning, to discuss this. Well, I'm surprised and I'm not at the same time. I think there's been really good signings, especially Barcelona. I think is one of the clubs that is been agitating the market the most. I think at the end is seven signings, and they are still discussing that today it might happen, and the last one of Marcos Alonso. Real Madrid has been quiet because they are current title holders at the Champions League. And then you see also Atletico Madrid with a wonderful squad. You cannot ask much more, and Joao Felix, Morata, Cunha, etc., and Oblak, for example. Very happy about the signing of Cavani for Valencia. I think it's a really good add-on to the squad. And yes, there's always rumors, but I think in general it's been a very interesting closure of the transfer market.
Marcos, do you feel like Real Madrid probably did need to get at least one person in just to strengthen the team, because they are, of course, going to have to defend 2 titles in the coming season? That's La Liga and the Champions League. So maybe would you think that they maybe would have needed to just bring someone in just for some reinforcement?
Well, that was said also the last year, and then came up winning the league and the Champions League. I believe that Tchouaméni and Rudiger are really good add-ons to the team. They look that they fit very well from the very beginning. They also talk about a striker, but they do have very good strikers in the squad. Benzema, for me, is the best striker in the world, not only because his capacity to score goals, because everything that he does. And for now, they've shown their strength, and maybe with the injuries, they could blame that not having signed someone else. But for now, I think they do have a very powerful squad and players that cover all the lines in attack, in defense, and the midfielder, and everything is very solid at Real Madrid right now.
Barca is going through a rebuild, a revival of some kind. Xavi is trying to do something to take Barca back to the Barca that the world knows and remembers, the Champions League winners of 2015. Of course, he's having to do all of this without the greatness that is Lionel Messi. But they are letting go of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who knows how to find the back of the net. Understandably, they've brought in Robert Lewandowski. But you would think that you need more firepower if you're going to challenge Real Madrid and keep away Atletico Madrid. Would you think that letting go of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was a good idea?
For me personally, because I like Aubameyang, I'd rather have him staying. But then you think, what else do they have in the squad? I mean, you have Memphis Depay, who's staying. You got, we can say, the new Dembele, because how he's performing right now. He is very focused and very concentrated on performing. You got Ansu Fati, who also got a lot of goals. And you also got Pedri. You also got Ferran Torres. So you got a few or a bunch of really good strikers surrounding Lewandowski. And also the type of play that Barcelona deploys. I think these kind of players like Ferran, Ansu Fati, with lots of mobility, fit better in the club than other profiles.
Before I let you go, Marcos, I'd like to get your thoughts on the European transfer market in general, particularly the Premier League, because the Premier League is the one that really, the transfer window came to an end at midnight. Some movements, of course, Pierre-Emerick going to Chelsea, Marcos leaving Chelsea, and of course Hector Bellerin leaving Arsenal to go to Barca. I mean, if you look at England particularly, do you feel like the transfer business there came with some interesting surprises? Were there any surprises? When you look at it, do you feel like, I expected some of these moves?
Yes and no. I think there's been lots of investment from the Premier League. We'll see what happens with all those clubs. I think, for example, Nottingham Forest, I don't know, they signed like 15 different players. That's a very risky bet. Hopefully, it will be good for them. Hopefully, maybe not. We'll see. Some of the signings like Haaland, that in my particular case that were expected. Some of them they weren't, like Isaac to Newcastle. But now the transfer market is over and it's all about winning and competing. And this weekend we're gonna have matches again, and La Liga is back, and I'm very happy to watch the matches and all the new signings performing.
Marcos, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure speaking to you here on eNCA. That is the Managing Director of La Liga Southern Africa, Marcos Pelegrin. And that